Okay, here we go. We got to record. So as you're working Reading Horizons, just keep going. There's really no stopping point until you get to the very end. So you can do as much as you want to each week. We'll wait until about 6:01 and then I'll get going with my little speech here. As we go through this, if you have any questions, just either call out or save it to the end, and I'll give you time to talk and see what needs to be sorted out and where you need help. Had several people respond and say they were going to join us, so I hope so. Is everybody taking more than one class this time?
Yes, I have 2 other classes.
Okay, you got a full load then. Are they all online?
Yes.
Carrie, what about you? Do you take other classes?
I have one other class.
Okay, and Jay?
I have 2 in person.
Oh, okay. So everybody's got a lot going on.
Yeah, I live at the main campus.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Texas, so
Oh, okay. So
Jeez.
is it 1 hour or 2 hours for
it's
different?
1 hour.
1
So
hour.
it's so it's 5:01.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live about an hour, a little bit over an hour away from the actual campus. One of my coworkers goes to in campus, so I decided to do the online.
Yeah. Well, we have about 13 campuses throughout the state, so,
Yeah, it's a lot.
Milledgeville's not the only one.
Yeah, it's just the main.
Yeah, she goes to the main campus
Yeah.
at in Fayetteville.
In Fayetteville, okay.
I thought the main campus was Milledgeville.
It is.
Oh.
Fayetteville has, it's a satellite campus.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, I'm going to go kind of jump in, and if y'all have any questions, just stop and ask, and we'll sort it out as we go. We are recording this for those who are not joining us so that they can also look at it. In the past, we've had 3 different Zooms, but this quarter they said we can reduce it to 1. So throughout the quarter, if you have questions or anything, please contact me, and I'll get back with you and help you out. And we'll get started. I just want you to stay on track, and I'm here to help you be successful. So make sure you contact me and don't ghost me and leave me in the dark, not knowing what you're doing. You know that the rules are that you have 12 days. If you don't participate within 12 days, you're going to be dropped from the class. So make sure that you keep participating. If something happens at your a death in the family or whatever happens, make sure you let me know. So I can keep up with you. Tomorrow, which is Friday, the first discussion forum, your initial post to that is due. So if you haven't done that, you want to make sure you make your initial post tomorrow on Friday before 11:55 p.m. Now, beginning next week, the week will start on Sunday and will end on Sunday. But your first discussion forum is going to be due on Wednesday. And that's the way it's going to be for the rest of the quarter. With this being a shorter week, they moved the first discussion forum to be due on Friday tomorrow. But after this week, everything goes back to our normal Sunday to Sunday, and the first discussion forum is due on Wednesday. You need to do 3 responses. One is your initial post that you do in response to the discussion topic. And then you need to respond to 2 peers throughout the week. So you have your first initial is due on Wednesday, and then you have until Sunday to make 2 responses. Make sure that you're using correct grammar, that you are using capitalization and punctuation. These are considered to be college level classes, and you should know the rules of English and how to use them correctly. Also, it's not a texting response. Write it out in full sentences and use capitalization and punctuation where needed. This Sunday, all of chapter 1 is due in Reading Horizons. So I think there are 18 lessons in chapter 1. So you want to make sure that you have all of those completed. Plus there's a little quiz at the end, a progress assessment, and then a quiz at the end of every chapter in Reading Horizons. Those grades will be posted on Monday. I try to get all my grading done on Mondays. And so that way you'll have a chance to look at it throughout the week and know what you need to do to correct it to make it a little bit better for the next week. Reading Horizons is very controlling. You can't skip around and go wherever you want to. As you start to do the lessons, all of a sudden it will stop you and make you go to either vocabulary or to the library to read books. And those tabs are at the top of the Reading Horizons screen, so that you could find those and continue that. And they won't let you go back to the lessons until you do the required amount of reading. Time management, we talked a little bit about that as we first started logging on. Time management is important because it's a lot. The week goes by pretty quickly, Sunday to Sunday, and there are several lessons in each chapter that you need to do. And if you wait till Saturday night to do it, you're going to be up pretty late. So make sure you do some each day. Otherwise, you're going to start to get stressed, and stress leads to poor work through making silly mistakes that you wouldn't have made if you were on top of things. So, don't procrastinate. Now, Reading Horizons is 50% of your grade. So you want to make sure that you keep up with Reading Horizons, because that's your main goal, is to get through all 95 lessons in Reading Horizons. It's worth 50% of your grade. You can check out what the discussion forums and the quizzes are by looking at the syllabus. It'll be in there. Everybody know where the syllabus is, how to find it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anybody have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, not so far.
Okay. Beginning next week, week 2, week 3, and week 4, there's an extra quiz on the Moodle page, not in Reading Horizons, but there's an extra quiz inside our Moodle page. And it's going to be toward the bottom of each week. So week 2, 3, and 4 has an extra quiz just to see if you are on top of things with Reading Horizons. Those quizzes come from Reading Horizons. So I have to remind everybody every quarter that there's no need to take the quiz until you've done the lessons for that week. Otherwise, you're not going to score very well on the quiz. So make sure you do the lessons first and then do the quiz. All right, what questions do you guys have?
I don't have any.
You don't have any? Okay. I'm going to share my screen with what it should look like. I think. Oh, okay, there we go. This is what your screen should look like now in week 1. Now, my week 1 didn't open because I didn't take the Participation Academic Honesty Verification quiz, but I'm hoping that all of you have finished this and have week 1 showing now. So, and I can go back to my view and I can show you week 1. All right, so week 1, and over here I can just click on week 1 and it'll take me right there. And this is what your week 1 should look like. Now, each week is closed until Sunday. Each Sunday, it rolls around. Uh-oh, I have somebody in the waiting room. There we go. All right, we have Anaya, is that correct? All right, welcome. Let's see if anybody else is having trouble. Nope. I'm looking at my email. Carrie Ford, you got it, okay. All right. So this is what week 1 looks like, and it's going to look like all the other weeks. It's going to look the same way. Now, the quiz I talked about in week 2, it's going to be right down here, right above the discussion forum. You can see that? Everybody can see where I'm pointing. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make sure.
Yes.
All right, so the quizzes are going to be right above the discussion forum each week, right here. And week 4 has one. But again, don't attempt the quiz until you've done the lessons for that week, wherein it says 1 through 17 this week. So next week, you're going to be doing 18 through 32. So don't try to take this plurals and possessives quiz until you have done this. Okie dokie. Any other questions about anything?
No, ma'am.
Not right now. No, ma'am.
Anaya, am I saying it right?
Yes, ma'am. At the end of class, could you just go over it again? Because I joined late. I joined at 6:09.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay. Is there anybody else that has any questions about anything? And again, I just encourage you to email me if you do. And don't wait and say, oh, I'll figure it out myself, and then let the whole week go by without contacting me. And then you're going to get behind. And every week you're going to have about 15 lessons to do in Reading Horizons. And if you get behind a week, then the next week you've got 30 to do. And that's a lot. It's very time consuming. It's not difficult, but it is time consuming. Okay, so anybody else have anything? You want to ask any questions? Now's a good time. All righty, so you three, Jay and Courtney and Carrie, if you're ready to go, you can, and I'll stick around with Anaya and go over things with her, okay?
All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks for attending.
All right. Have a great night.
Same to you, bye.
Bye.
All right, Anaya, here we go. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the first thing I talked about was a discussion forum. Tomorrow, if you haven't already done it, your introduction to the discussion forum is due. You need to make your initial post by Friday night at 11:55 p.m. And then on Saturday and Sunday, you need to respond to 2 of your classmates in the discussion forum. Please make sure you're using correct grammar and punctuation. This is a college level class. So we expect you to use correct English and correct punctuation, capital letters. Starting next week, on week 2, we're going to go back to a pattern of Sunday to Sunday. Week 2 will open on Sunday and it will close the next Sunday. Week 3 will open on Sunday and close on Sunday. And your discussion forum, your initial post is going to be due on Wednesdays from now on. So 11:55 p.m. on Wednesday. This week, chapter 1 in Reading Horizons. And there are 17 lessons in Reading Horizons, and that's going to be due Sunday evening at 11:55. And you need to make sure you've completed all those 17 lessons and also taken the quiz at the end of that chapter 1.
So the discussion was when we had to answer questions. Well, we had to answer those questions, right?
Yes, about your What do you expect to get out of the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay,
And then Friday and Saturday, we just have to go and respond to 2 of our peers, right? Like in the class.
right.
Okay, and then we had to do the chapter 1 on reading Elevate, and that was it.
All the way through lesson 17, and then take the quiz at the end of that.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, and that's all right. That's all like we have to do.
That's all for this week. But each week, let me share my screen again. Each week, at the beginning of the week, let me go to week 2. All right, so week 2 is going to open on Sunday, where it says right here, August 21st. And you have the objectives, the word patterns, and here's the assignments. So you're going to, next week, going to be doing 18 through 32. You're going to take the quiz 1 and quiz 2, and also the end of the chapter tests there. And here's your discussion forum. Now, what I was saying, just as you joined us, is that right here, each week, weeks 2, 3, and 4, there's going to be an extra quiz based on Reading Horizons. So don't attempt to take the quiz until you've done lessons 18 through 32. Okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All righty, and then it goes on week 3, same way. Just make sure you look and see what's required each week. Do the discussion forum and do the quiz. Each week is going to sort of be the same pattern. All right, have you had any problems with logging into anything? You've been Reading Horizons and everything is okay?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right. Anything you want to ask?
Not for this class. I was working on this writing and I was trying to find the rules that go to it, but I was just looking, and I think this for another class. So
Okay.
it's-
Look in, a good place to look is in student resources on your Moodle page.
Mhm.
They have a lot of stuff in there for the writing.
Okay. Thank you.
All righty. If you have any questions, make sure you ask, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.